Initially, I woke up on the floor. My leg is a different direction. My clothes are it looked like I'd been in a bomb.
What you've been through, how far you've come, how you've rebuilt yourself after such a devastating accident. It's just such a powerful reminder to people with what you can achieve with the right mindset.
If I do lose my leg, then I'm going to be a serious Paralympian sprinter.
Here we go.
Yeah, and if I don't, then that's all good and I'll get back to where I want to get back to. So that was my genuine mindset.
Hi everyone, I'm Amy Conroy and welcome to Irwin Mitchell's Imagine What's Possible. In this short series, I'm meeting people who've gone through life-changing injuries and come out to rebuild their lives in really powerful ways. Today, I'm joined by gold medalist James Ellington, a GB sprinter whose life changed in an instant after experiencing a major road collision crash while at an overseas training camp in Tenerife. Since then, he's fought back from devastating injuries, navigated a legal claim, and rebuilt his entire career, and I am so excited to have him here today. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. Likewise.
So how are you feeling about sharing your story?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm pretty used to sharing a story now, so it's kind of my comfortable space when I do share the story. So,
would you mind just starting at the beginning?
Yeah, so I was on a training camp. This is back in 2017. So I was preparing for the 2017 World Championships in London. I was in the shape of my life, just come off the back of a season, having run sub 10 seconds, which in my sport is it's a big thing. So I was feeling good. I was running really good. And we had a weekend, 2-3 day weekend off, which you'll know about. It's a hard week of training, get some rest and recovery. And me and a training partner decided to go up to the volcano to do the tourist bit. Anyway, lo and behold, after the tourist bit, on our way back down, I remember seeing headlights and we had a road traffic accident, head-on collision with a car. And that was kind of the start of the craziness.
Wow, got you right at your peak.
Right
it's
at
when
my
you
peak.
least expect it, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
So what happened? Obviously, everything changed in that moment. What happened in the aftermath of that? That's terrifying.
Initially, I woke up on the floor. My leg is a different direction. My clothes are it looked like I'd been in a bomb. Like my trousers had been ripped off. I was thinking, wow, what's going on here? And blood everywhere. And the first thing that came to my mind was, right, what happened? Because actually I don't remember what happened to begin with. I was like, huh? And then I started kind of realising, right, we've been in an accident. And then I was thinking, why am I not just back in the hotel now with the boring team at dinner and rather up on this mountainside? I got rushed to hospital, was in ICU for 5 days in Tenerife on machines. It was touch and go with my leg, 50-50 where they could save my leg, because I had a compound fracture on my tib and fib, lost tons of blood. So they tried to stabilise my leg. And then I didn't realise my pelvis was also broken. But, you know, when you've been in an accident, well, not everybody does, but if you've been in an accident, you might feel one part of your body. I wasn't even aware my pelvis was broken.
Wow.
Until probably about 2 weeks later. And yeah, it was just crazy from there. Hospital for 4 weeks and 3 operations. Yeah.
God, the terror of kind of waking up, seeing your legs sticking up in the air.
Yeah.
Oh, your clothes everywhere. That's wild.
Yeah. It was my worst fear. You know when you see football players and they break their legs on TV?
Yeah.
And I always used to think, oh, that was it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh God, maybe I manifested it.
No, but these are kind of things that you think, like, oh, these happen to other people, but not me.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Road traffic accident, cancer. You think, oh, there's certain types of, like, you never think.
Exactly. Up until that point, I hadn't broke a bone in my life. So I always thought, like you said, you see other people break bones or get injuries or bad things happen, and you never think it's going to be you. And then, yeah. And
so what was the impact, both physically and emotionally, when you realised just the scale that your injuries were?
Yeah, I mean, it was a double hit physically and emotionally. I think, as you'll know yourself, your body's kind of your tool, right? So me being a sports person, suddenly I'm injured. I'm thinking, well, is my career done? And then that's going to affect me mentally, because if this is pretty much all I know right now, this is what I am. I'm an athlete. I'm competing on Team GB, and this is everything. Yeah. So to get an injury like that and be wondering the what ifs, it is pretty tough mentally. But on the positive side, I try to turn everything into a positive. Yeah. So I've said this before. I was like, well, there's like, we don't know if you're going to lose your leg. And in my head, I was thinking, right, okay, well, if I do lose my leg, then I'm going to be serious Paralympian sprinter.
Here we go.
Yeah, and if I don't, then that's all good, and I'll get back to where I want to get back to. So that was kind of my genuine mindset.
That's such a good mindset.
Yeah, I mean, the rest of the team, they were standing around me looking like I'd died, but in my head, I was thinking, right, I can't even let that seep in. Do you know what I mean? So,
yeah. At what point did you realise you were going to need legal support going forward?
again, initially, that weren't the first thought that crept into my mind. It was just staying alive. But once I'd landed back in the UK, obviously it was nothing to do with me. I was a passenger on a bike, and I thought, hold on, like this is I should be covered, or there should be a claim available, because I'm not responsible for anything. My body is smashed to pieces, and that's my kind of livelihood. So hopefully there is something out there that I can get some sort of compensation that would kind of keep me safe for the initial few years where I'm going to be out of work, right?
Yeah.
So we reached out to Irwin Mitchell, and then kind of it just all started from there, really.
Wow. Yeah, I guess you were in kind of survival mode at the beginning.
Yeah,
what's life going to look like, and then when things slowed down, hang on a sec.
Yeah.
Yeah, whose fault is this?
yeah, exactly.
And so was there a particular moment when you just thought, I can't, like, you seem like a really strong guy, but I think at all times in life when stuff hits the fan, you think, hang on, I can't kind of make it through this one alone. Was there a moment you remember thinking, I'm going to need a bit of help here, like to reach out to someone?
Yeah, I mean, of course, I was pretty much incapacitated. I couldn't really do anything myself physically, and mentally as well. Kind of on both of those fronts, it was Irwin Mitchell were doing the support in the kind of the legal side in terms of reassuring me that I'll be okay financially, and not to worry too much. If you've got a good support network around you, they can kind of ease the burden a little bit at least, and kind of reassure you. So yeah, that was kind of the thing with Irwin Mitchell as well. It was the reassurance. It was like, right, you have got a case, you have got a claim. It could take time, but in the end, you should be okay if we do our jobs. So that kind of it did put me to kind of rest. Did
you have any kind of fears when you're approaching them? Like, what was your biggest fear, or just that it wasn't going to work out? Yeah, probably. I thought, if we reach out and they take a look at my case and they say there isn't anything, then what am I going to do? Because, well, I need to. Again, it's not all about money; it's about your health. But once I am back to kind of normal living, being able to move around, then what am I going to do for work? Yeah. So. Yeah, that was a worry, but again, they reassured me. They was like, "No, James, we wouldn't be taking on your case if we didn't think that there was a claim to be kind of made." How did your solicitor at Irwin Mitchell specifically help you through that time? Regular contact. I think it was regular contact. I think we used to speak to them on a regular basis. Any kind of queries or concerns we had, we wouldn't hesitate to send an email or make a call, and they'd be back to us as soon as they could, and we'd have regular updates, and and they'd also let us know kind of how the other side were doing and what the process was and so on. I mean, that's not my field, but they reassured me everything was okay. Yeah. So. Because medical jargon and things can be so complicated and daunting. Yeah, and it was a bit difficult to begin with. Well, for the whole case, I think, because it was in Tenerife where it happened, right? Yeah, of course. So it was. The litigation was different after Brexit and so on. There was complications with that, so there was a few little stressful times where I was thinking, oh no, is it going to go how we would like it to go? But they still managed to pull it off. Yeah. So. And then was there a time when you thought, okay, someone's got my back now, they're the ones who are pushing for what I need? So yeah, I mean that was pretty much from the get-go. If you talk about Irwin Mitchell, once they was on board, and that was it. It wasn't like, all right, are we gonna look for anybody else now? Or no, they was solid from the start. Yeah. So yeah, no, that's pretty much the long and short of that. Yeah. Well, that's what you need, isn't it? Not doubting who you're with and just thinking, these guys, they know what they're doing, they're good. Exactly. Yeah. I had other things to focus on as well, like trying to get better, right? So because they was competent, super competent, it was easier for me. Yeah. Yeah. How did the outcome of your claim help your recovery journey? Yeah, it helped massively. I think it was kind of knowing the fact that I would be covered financially. Yeah. I think obviously pain, I mean, a lot of it was covered in insurance to begin with, physio stuff, but
even kind of getting extra treatment and stuff like that, knowing financially that, okay, cool, I'll be able to afford it because I'm going to be all right. That was a big thing. Whereas if I hadn't had that support of Irwin Mitchell behind me, I might have been hesitant on kind of some of the recovery treatments that I went in for because I didn't want to risk spending the money and, you know what I'm saying, leave myself broke. So yeah, that was a big kind of bonus to know that, okay, cool, I can go 100% in recovery. Don't worry about the cost and make myself get better, and I'll be okay. That was kind of the main kind of
Were you still gunning for I'm going to go back and compete?
Yeah. That was the whole. I think that was the whole reason why I managed to recover the way I did.
Yeah.
I didn't achieve what I wanted to achieve in the end, which was get back onto an Olympic team. But I think, you know, the saying aim high, miss low. I think because I was aiming so high and my kind of goals and aspirations were to get back on the team, I wasn't just training and rehabilitating just to get back on my feet. I was actually training to get back to where I was. So I still managed to get to a national standard. First race back out, I ran 10.4 seconds, which is not too shabby. Yeah. Considering the guys I ran against didn't have no years off of. Do you know what I'm saying? But I think by that point, I'd put so much effort into getting back that actually once I was back competing, because I started off back at the lower level as well from where I left off, it was kind of like I was burnt out in my soul. I was like, I've given everything now. Actually, now I'm back. Like the competition, I'm like, I'd lost it, which was, I mean, it's balanced to everything, right? I couldn't give all of that energy and then just keep giving, but I'll take that because it got me back to where I was. And had I not gone through that, I don't think I would have got back to where I was.
That's incredible. I guess you're competing against people who maybe just had motivation, but your why would have been so much more powerful. Yeah, exactly. Like on the days where I don't want to train today. Yeah. And being having gone through so much, your resilience would have given you an absolute head start on. Yeah. So. How has your injury changed your perspective on life, even just in the ways you approach day-to-day things?
Yes, I mean, I'd like to think I was quite a empathetic or thoughtful person to begin with. I like to think that, but until you're in a situation yourself, you can't really appreciate kind of how someone else may be feeling. I think I was in a wheelchair for 6 weeks, and before being in a wheelchair for 6 weeks, I kind of you may think that actually wheelchair access is great everywhere. And actually, wheelchair access isn't great everywhere. Yeah. Like there was some place I was going into, and I was like, "Can these people not see me? I'm trying to get through, and like actually, I can't even get up through the door." Yeah. So suddenly, I was like, "Oh, yeah." Do you know what I'm saying? It changes perspective, and again, when you're kind of just injured as well, you don't. It's like when you're sick, right? You don't appreciate how nice it is not to be sick when you're just normal, and then suddenly I'm smashed to pieces. My pelvis is killing me. Everything's hurting. I can't even get out of bed, and I'm thinking, "Oh my Lord! Like this is ridiculous." So you try and you can't take things for granted, and it changes your perspective completely as well. So and even the people that helped me as well, like the nurses and the medical staff, like the air ambulance people that came over to Tenerife, like the way they didn't know me, but they were so caring and getting me back to the UK, and I'm thinking, right, like you are proper good people. Yeah. Like I felt the genuine kind of care from people that I didn't even know. Yeah. So there's some amazing people out there. Like.
Oh, that's powerful. Yeah. I know what you said, because I used to always walk on my prosthetic. And over the last few years, I've had to use a chair. Yeah. And just you don't know until you try it. Like I was just so ignorant to. People can treat you so differently, can't they? Standing being in a chair, and you can start doubting yourself. But that's really powerful. Would you mind going into some more detail about what your actual recovery itself looked like?
Yeah, so recovery for me, so to begin with, it was obviously very kind of specific rehabilitation because I couldn't really walk. So a lot of aqua jogging. That was probably for about the first 3-4 weeks maybe. And then after I was kind of out of the rehab centre, I went back to my S&C coach, a guy called Mike Burt. And he's one of the main reasons why I got back to where I did. He's an amazing coach, and he took the time with me to kind of, out of his busy schedule, to have me back in the gym, and starting off once or twice a week, doing very specific kind of individual leg, body part stuff. And he basically built me back from scratch. And I was in the gym, went from kind of barely being able to body weight squat to actually having 150 kilos on my back and deep squat to the floor again.
That's wild.
Yeah, he got me back, man, really. And after that, so he did his part with the S&C stuff, and then I was going to the track. I was still a bit hindered because of the plates in my pelvis, which, again, the plate was supposed to break at the front, but one of the screws broke, so it's not moving where it's supposed to move, so that kind of hindered me. And I'm not having another operation, that's just staying there, right? But yeah, so I'd be running and I'd be getting kind of sharp pains around my kind of pelvis area. But I was pushing through it, and yeah, I got back to, like I said, 10-4, which was good. And yeah, it was just a lot of serious weight training, very kind of, like prehab stuff, which is boring.
Yeah, it's
but you have to do it. Like the balance stuff, the coordination stuff, the stuff that you don't want to do, not the glamorous stuff like the big weights and all that. A lot of that stuff. But once I was through that, then we built me back with the usual stuff. So yeah.
So the first stage after an injury can feel so kind of almost weedy. I ruptured the capsule here, and I was doing like I had to build up to 1 kilogram dumbbell press, and you think my dignity, my street cred, no one look at me, and you think I'm so far away from where I want to be.
Yeah.
It sounds like you had such a good support team with physios, S&C.
Yeah.
Irwin Mitchell just sorting things behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So, looking at where you are now, what does progress mean to you? Like, what would you call new definition of progress and purpose? Is that altered?
I don't think it's altered. I think I'm still very ambitious with everything that I want, that I'm trying to do. So I'm doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu at the moment, which is keeping me occupied from being a retired athlete. I do coach people, so speed works.
Oh, wow.
Other athletes that want to learn how to get fast, I coach them. And I'm trying to get on the speaking circuit. So with these things, again, because I'm pretty ambitious, maybe I'm subconsciously not fully taking them on yet, because once I take something on, I'm going to be like full steam ahead and it's going to take over. But when the time's right, then I'm going to gun for those two things. BJJ is just a hobby, so
it's a great way to be like, I trust myself, I'm going to make it happen. Once I put my mind to it, it's going to happen. The energy.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. What advice would you give to someone who's had their life turned upside down by an accident and just doesn't know what to do next?
I would say, as hard as it may be to put in place, I'd say just be grateful for what you do have. I think there's always somebody out there who's probably in a worse situation than you are, and I think you should just try to take the positives out of any bad situation. So for me, the situation that I was in, I used to sit there and think, well, I'm alive, I've got people that love me, I've got a roof over my head, things could be a lot worse. And again, easier said than done, but I think if you can start there and start kind of having gratitude for what you do have, then it can make things a whole lot easier.
Yeah, amen. Sometimes it can be so easy to focus on the negative of what we've lost rather than focus on what we've still got.
Exactly.
Remember there were some dark times in the kids' cancer ward, but you think, well, at least I'm, still going, and there were kids who didn't make it out. Like, once you focus on the gratitude, you think, hang on, okay, things are going my way, and, 3 out of 4 limbs still intact. Easy, light work.
Exactly.
Could you share a little bit about your experience with the team at Irwin Mitchell and your own solicitor specifically?
Yeah, they were great. I think I like to think of the team at Irwin Mitchell more as friends and family rather than just kind of business associates. Demetrius was great along the way, but Kylie, she's from a rugby background. She plays rugby, so being a fellow sports person, I think she had a lot of empathy for my situation, being in my crash and stuff. So yeah, I got along with them really well. I didn't feel like I was a client. I felt like I was a friend. And even seeing her today before we come and do the filming, gave her a big hug and she gave me a card and said we'd catch up. So yeah, I like to think, it's more than just a client.
Yeah, that makes such a difference. I saw you guys hanging out and I just thought that's powerful, that's genuine. And when things are a bit daunting, having someone that you think, they've really got my back, they genuinely care. It's not just on a professional level, getting a paycheck, it's, they're going to make this happen for me. Yeah. James, thank you so much for sharing your story just so powerfully and openly. I think what you've been through, how far you've come, how you've rebuilt yourself after such a devastating accident, it's just such a powerful reminder to people with what you can achieve with the right mindset, which you absolutely have, and just with the right support team around you.
Thanks.
So if you've had a serious injury and you're wondering how to get the support you need, speak to the team at Irwin Mitchell. They're here to help you focus on what really matters, your future and your recovery.